Whoa! What's going on, guys? Look at me looking sharp, right? We finally got that haircut I desperately needed. What was funny was when I went in there on Sunday, and my barber always works that day. Monday I knew he was off, so whatever. But I called on Monday and I said, I'm like, hey, my guy's name is Rob. I'm like, is Rob there? Because I figured maybe he was off Sunday, so we came in Monday instead. He just flip-flop his days around a little bit, right? And he got this new barber in there, and he's like, no, but if you want, I can cut your hair. Like, I'm okay. I'm gonna stick with my guy. I'm happy with my guy. Thank you though. And when I went on Sunday, he kind of said the same thing. He's like, no, he's not here. If you want me to cut your hair, I'll cut your hair. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm good. Thanks again. I went in on Tuesday, and it was just my guy Rob there, and the new guy wasn't there. So I was busting his chops a little bit. I'm like, Rob, you're supposed to be here on Sundays for me. Where were you? What happened? He's like, I was there. He's like, I was there all day. He goes, I saw you come in on the camera. I just went out to get lunch and come back. The other guy said he was gone all day. He wasn't coming in. So he's like, I think he's trying to snake my clients. I'm like, oh no, that's not good. He's like, I told him, like, yeah, I called it on Monday. He said the same thing. He's like, yeah, come in if you want. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. It's like, that's kind, my friend, but men don't cheat on their barbers. It's something you don't do. I'll never forget, there was one day I went in there. It was a crazy line. I was in a big rush, and I needed it done by, like, that day. So I told my guy, Rob, I'm like, how many people do you have in front of you? Because I'm like, I'm really in a rush today. This was a couple of years ago. And he's like, listen, just use this guy today. It's fine. No big deal. He's good. I'm like, all right. Sounds good. Thank you. I use this guy. And my haircut's nothing crazy. I think it's like an all-around 2 with a tape up, and I fade it in the back or whatever I do. Right? To tell you the truth, I haven't said it in so many years that I'm not quite sure. He's like, we're going to do the beard a 3 and a 4, right? I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. I don't know. I haven't said it in a long time. I just sit down, he starts going, he goes, like, the usual, right? I'm like, yeah, yes, we're good. Thank you. So, I sit down with this different guy that one day. And there's a difference between, like, a tape up and I guess it's called a fade, or a skin fade and a tape up. That's what it was. So I always get like a tape up, where it goes from like basically a 1, and it goes up to the 0, like to the 1 or whatever it is, right? Fades up into my head. Now, this guy gave me the wrong haircut. He did something called a skin fade. So it was basically shaved from here to here, something like that, and then a tiny fade here. And I didn't say a word. I just let him keep doing what he was doing. This guy wants to go, he can go. Yeah. I just let him keep doing what he was doing because, he does one side, I'm like, hey, that's not right. And he does the other side different, or tries to overcorrect it when you already shaved the hair. You can't be like, oh no, I messed up, let me just make everything a little shorter. It's like, no, man. If you mess that up, and you try to overcorrect it, it's going to look ridiculous. So I remember going there the next time. He's like, dude, he's like, you didn't change your haircut up, did you? I'm like, nope. No, I didn't. He's like, did he mess it up? I'm like, yes, he did. That guy wasn't there for very long, obviously. But, I don't get a complicated haircut, and you manage to mess that up. But, yeah, that was a funny story, man. That was a crazy one. This left lane is zooming. Not even going 100 miles an hour, just tailgating each other, man. With a very, very smoky car in front of me. 2 in front of me. And then a very dirty car right behind him. Presumably the ashes of the first car. But, I'm not sure if you guys saw the All Black Everything trailer. Not trailer, more of a teaser, if you will. But I'm not sure if you guys saw the All Black Everything teaser, but I feel like a little kid where I'm like, I know something you don't know. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. I can't wait. October 19th. We get the orange burst here because we're bursted with freaking excitement. You got to listen for the pop. Ooh, beautiful, baby. Cheers, my friends. So 3 meals deep so far, or 2.5, I guess you could say. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, a little after 11. That teaser went live at 11. So meal 1, we had 14 egg whites, a cup of chocolate milk, and 2 pieces of toast. Meal 2, another 14 egg whites, a cup of chocolate milk, a little fruit juice, and 2 cups of pasta. Yeah, meal 2.5, call it meal 3 or whatever. It was funny, I was waiting for that. I knew that All Black Everything release was happening soon. So I wanted to be there and on my phone for when it dropped, right? So I'm like, what do I do to kill a little bit of time? I'm like, I know. I'll go get a bacon, egg, and cheese. So bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup is a pre-cardio meal. So like I said, we're going to the gym right now to get our cardio session in. It's a rest day from the weights. And people always say, you can't build muscle if you're doing cardio. Cardio burns muscle. That couldn't be further from the truth. Cardio burns muscle when you're not doing everything else correctly. But cardio helps you build muscle. You get bigger doing cardio. Let me repeat that. You get bigger doing cardio. Because if you're eating enough food, that cardio is all it's going to do is stimulate your metabolism so you can eat more food, so you can utilize the food you're eating better. So your body actually uses what you eat instead of excreting it or converting it to uric acid. If you're eating 400 grams of protein a day and you have a slow metabolism, guess what? You're not going to use all 400 grams. You're not going to use all 400 grams anyway. But you want to at least use as much of it as possible. And the faster your metabolism is, the more amino acids and the more nutrients, period, your body can synthesize to actually use. Otherwise, it wants to store stuff as fat or excrete it. Plain and simple. You know, you got to look at what putting weight on is. What is putting on weight? Both fat and muscle. Let's start with fat, right? Putting on fat is just storing nutrients that weren't used for a later date, that couldn't be excreted. You know, if I eat, not me, but let's say a regular person eats 4 pints of ice cream before they go to sleep every single night. They had a full day of eating normal food. 9 o'clock, they go to bed at 10. They eat 4 pints of ice cream, they go to bed. Their body can't store that many calories that rapidly. What's going to happen is most of those are going to be excreted. They're going to get the runs, and those calories are going to go away rather rapidly. You can only store so many calories. Now, that being said, it's the flip side for muscle, where your body can only synthesize so many good quality nutrients per day, right? Per hour, whatever. Now, if I'm eating 400 grams of protein a day, and metabolically I'm only able to synthesize, call it 175 because my metabolism's shot, what is that going to do for me? You know, the rest of it is going to turn to the uric acid, or it's going to be excreted from the body. But if my metabolism is faster, and I'm doing my cardio to boost it up, I'm having my meals properly timed to boost it up, I'm eating clean food to boost it up, I'm not drinking, I'm not abusing caffeine, right? then of course, because it's working faster, I'll be able to synthesize more nutrients, synthesize more amino acids, and push more of that into the muscle itself. Oh, did that car finally pull over? When that's smoking up a fucking storm? Yeah, it's not great. Oh, his car's on fire. That's not good. Oh shit. And the dirty car behind him, the two didn't look like they knew each other. They were two very different looking people. But it looked like he was tailgating him a little bit to get his attention. Like, dude, pull over, your car's on fire. Oh. Well, I can't see them anymore, but luckily he pulled over and nobody got hurt. That's all I can say about that. That's not something you see every morning. But that's why you get your oil changed, people. One of the reasons. It's probably a fire from the oil pan. It's usually what happens. I'm no mechanic, but common enough, you know. But yeah, in terms of your metabolism and stuff, just like your oil changes. If you're not getting your oil changes, man, your body's not going to work right. Something's going to go wrong. Your body's going to go on fire. Now, when your metabolism is ramped up, you're burning more calories throughout the day, obviously, right? So it's going to be harder to gain weight, which is true. If you don't supplement those calories lost. I don't mean taking supplements for it. You could have another shake of some kind, protein bars or whatever, but I'm referring to supplement in terms of replacing. So if you're burning 200 calories on the treadmill for 20 minutes, right? Because your cardio when you're bulking does not have to be long at all. I do 20 minutes twice a week in the summer for my cardio. If I'm bulking and it's fall, I'll take the dog for a walk around the lake or something, and he'll enjoy himself. But that's still about 20 minutes, but it's very, very low impact. But let's just say you burned 200 calories during that cardio session. But you can't just replace 200 calories worth. You have to account for how many more calories you're going to burn throughout the day because you have a revved up metabolism. Because your metabolism is now going to require more calories all day long to operate. So you're going to be hungrier. You're going to burn more food. You're going to burn more fat. You're going to burn more everything because it's just gas on the fire. That's all it needs. So that being said, if you want to gain weight while you're doing cardio, I'd rather be able to synthesize, let's say, 200 grams of protein and have to eat another 600 calories a day than only synthesize 170 grams of protein and eat 600 less calories per day, right? Because I know that food is all going toward a good place. And my body's actually utilizing it for anabolic response instead of either storing it or nothing. I've always said this to my clients a long time ago, which was the goal is to do as little effort as possible and eat as much food as possible in terms of fat burning. When you're bulking, you want to eat as much food as possible and put as much effort in as possible. Because when you're doing that, your metabolism is going to be faster. When you take like a regular fat loss client, I want their body to do as much as it can by itself. And that's a good rule for prep too when you're getting ready for bodybuilding competition, because eventually you're going to plateau. And that's when you make little changes. You take away a little food, you add a little cardio, and your body starts responding again, right? But if you start your prep at 2 hours of cardio a day and no carbs, you'll lose some weight and you'll lose it fast. But then when you plateau, which you absolutely will, where do you go from there? where do you go? At that point, your body doesn't trust you, it's stagnated, and you're just kind of screwed. But if you go into any dieting scenario with as much food as possible and as minimal effort as possible, and you're getting results, that's the secret, man. That's the secret right there. So you know what? On that note, my friends, we're going to be here in a second. I was going to put this can down, but I'm going over train tracks, and I didn't want it to spill everywhere. It's better. So I leave you with this. If you're bulking, do your cardio, eat some more food, replace those calories. If you're cutting, eat clean food, do your cardio, and don't replace those calories. Doesn't get simpler than that, right? I'll see you guys tomorrow for a Boulder Shoulder Day, baby. Let's get it.